All right, welcome to the Fixed Wireless Action Show with yours truly, Benjamin Patansky. Today we're talking about the internet mistake that breaks live events. When you're producing a live event, Wi-Fi is not the internet. It's just distribution. It's the access layer. The real risk lives in the connection behind it. And that's the part most planners don't think about until something stalls. Today I'm going to break down something very simple but very important. The difference between shared best effort internet like coax, shared fiber, or 5G fixed wireless and dedicated fixed wireless fiber. Because the distinction becomes critical the moment density spikes. Let's start with the reality of live events here, okay? Let's start with that. All right. The reality is that, you're not just giving people Wi-Fi so they can scroll. You're not. Your network is powering point of sale systems, ticket scanning, live stream feeds sometimes, sponsor activation, social walls, real-time cloud applications, AI-based applications. Your infrastructure is part of the experience. And when you have 100, 200, 300, 1,000 people connect simultaneously at the same time to a network, those networks behave very differently than during setup. You all know exactly what I'm saying. Let's talk about shared best effort internet. An example, coax cable, shared fiber, 5G fixed wireless. All of those models have one thing in common. They are shared. That means your event traffic is competing with other users. It's competing with other users nearby. It might be neighbors on a node. It might be an aggregated provider that doesn't have enough capacity that's oversubscribing. It might be cellular spectrum that's shared with thousands upon thousands of phones in the same exact area. In normal conditions, that may perform fine, but during events, when they're live, that those are not normal conditions, and you all know what I'm talking about. They are called peak conditions. Simultaneous upload, simultaneous login, simultaneous transactions. There's a line. There's 7 point of sale transaction terminals. People want to buy swag at an event, and okay, great, but shared systems compress and they crash under peak load. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. Anyone that denies it, you've been there before. And it's not criticism at all. This is sheer physics. Sheer physics. Now, let's compare that to dedicated fixed wireless fiber. Dedicated means your bandwidth is reserved. Your throughput is symmetrical. And the capacity is not competing with the public. It's engineered. It has a service level agreement. That means that provider, in this case is Natural Wireless, guarantees the network reliability and the performance. It is predictable. When density spikes, dedicated infrastructure doesn't tighten, it holds. It holds. And here's where it becomes very real, very real. Imagine, intermission or a halftime, the crowd, 100, 500, 1,000, 10,000 people pull out their phones. Okay, amazing. Or your point of sale systems are cloud-based. All of a sudden, transactions start spinning. Approvals, they slow down. The lines grow, they get longer. People are like, what's going on here? I want to buy my stuff. Vendors stop serving food and beverage. They can't do a point of sale transaction. And suddenly, the issue isn't Wi-Fi, it's revenue, it's reputation, it's sponsor visibility. No one blames the internet service provider, they blame the event. Shared infrastructure means shared risk. Dedicated infrastructure means controlled performance. When the crowd shows up, shared infrastructure strains. Dedicated infrastructure holds. Now, this episode is for event producers, experiential agencies, and corporate planners who understand that connectivity isn't a utility, it's infrastructure, and infrastructure should be invisible, not unforgettable. So if you're planning an event and you want to pressure test your connectivity design, your plan, more than happy to help. Send me an email, ben@naturalwireless.com, or call or text me 212-481-6733. Again, happy to help, but just be a little bit educated and know the difference between shared bandwidth and dedicated bandwidth. And remember, infrastructure should be invisible, not unforgettable. Have a great night, everyone.